Hello, Mario. In this, the second of my videos in this series, I'm going to show you how to make a template file or the plan form. I should point out that this series of videos will be very similar to my previous series, CEC, Cost Effective Cribs Project, where I've attempted to do a very similar thing. However, in doing the last series of videos, I have learnt quite a lot, and I'm hoping to put that into practice here for the new improved version for the second half of 2016, and we will be using AutoCAD 2017. So what we need to do now is we're going to just create a whole new drawing from scratch. So I've already got AutoCAD. No, I'll go back to here and I'll open another version of AutoCAD, because it's important that you know which version of AutoCAD to use. And we are going to be using from the desktop here AutoCAD 2017. So we click on that there and we will open a second AutoCAD 2017 there, if the technology lets us. You can see that it can take quite a while to open, and it checks various things, and there it is. Now in this case here, I'm just going to be drawing, well, I'm just going to push start drawing and create a totally new drawing there, and you can see that it's opened there like so. Perhaps another there, you can go here and go new drawing, okay, and that gives you this option here, which is all the templates. And in fact we are going to be creating our own template that in normal circumstances would appear here. So this here is the template that I used for the Cost Effective Cribs program, an AT template. But for now, I'm going to start at the very basics, and this is this one here, AutoCAD ISO. So that's the one I'm going to use there. So I've got that one open there, and it comes up like that. And you'll see later on when we come to draw files, once we've created a template, as to what happens. So typically, you can see up here is the ribbon, and this is the standard ribbon like so. Now the first thing we need to do when working in AutoCAD is we need to just make sure that we've got our units right. And units are very, very important. So you can, there's a number of ways of getting to units. You can go here to Drawing Utilities and click on Units there. Or I'll just get rid of that, and we'll come back to the same one here, or you can come down to here and you can just in the command line just type in units. You can see it appearing there, units. There it is there, and that will give you this same little palette here. Okay, now what units to set? Okay, normally it's set there at decimals. I would leave it at decimals. We work in a metric situation here in New Zealand rather than imperial. The precision, I'll leave it there like that for now. Now, I am a surveyor, and this is generally going to be used as part of a civil engineering course. So typically we would be dealing with roads, large tracts of land, and what have you. So you would set your units to meters. However, in this particular instance, first up we were going to be drawing a house, and typically houses are drawn with the units in millimeters. So this means we have to put all our dimensions in millimeters. Now AutoCAD is very well appointed when it comes to millimeters. it works in millimetres and everything is pretty much in millimetres. Although in this area here, model space, which is infinite, it does tend to be unitless in some respects. However, I'm going to leave that at millimetres for now, and we'll deal with the other things now. Now, as a surveyor, I like to work in degrees, minutes and seconds, and I like to have my precision down to the nearest second. I work with bearings, and bearings, as you know, are measured clockwise from north. So I set that to clockwise, and I set my direction to north. And so that's all okay. So that's pretty much my units all set up for what I use. Other people might use something else and try and convince you otherwise. So that's okay. So that's all set up here. I don't use the grid at all, so I turn the grid off like so. And this is what this area here, and typically it's black, but we can change it to various other colours. And you'll note here that your crosshairs are probably a different colour, and they might be smaller or bigger. Now you can go up to here and go in here to options, and there's all number of settings here. So here's where you've got the size of the pick box, for instance, which comes up little on that display here. You can have various choices of colour. Here's your crosshair size, and there's colours in here, and you can see that I've set my 2D model space crosshairs. I've set mine to red. You can set them to different colours, and you can make them different sizes. So there's lots of different settings and things that you can change here with AutoCAD. So that's how I choose. Now you'll also notice up here that this here is the layers, and at this point in time we can check here, there's got layer 0, and if we click here on the layer properties, which I have a second screen operating here, so my layer properties are actually appearing on my second screen, but I'll just bring them over into view here, and there's our layer properties, and you can see that we have layer 0. Now layer 0 has superpowers, very special layer, and it's recommended that you don't draw anything in layer 0 or avoid it as such, that you use layer 0 mostly for drawing stuff that we are going to have in blocks. The reason being that if you put stuff in layer 0, anything drawn in layer 0 as a block, when it's transferred into another layer, will assume the properties of that layer, and layer 0 is the only one that does that. So we tend to leave that free, and I'm going to be drawing a template. So I'm going to create a new layer here, and I'm going to call that A2 template. A2 template. I'll just call it that for now. Obviously layers can be renamed, and we can add layers at all times. So I'm going to do that, and what I'm going to do, you'll see this little green tick here. I'm just going to double tick that. I'm hoping to double tick it, and that means that it's the current layer, and I'm just going to, I can either put that over here on my second screen where you can't see it, but you can see up here that that's there, and that's the current layer. So anything that I draw will be in that layer, and you'll notice up here it'll have these various properties up here. Now that's the color, so anything I draw will be the color of whatever the layer is. The line width, line weight, the default line weight will be set there as to that color, and the line type. Now one of the things I like to do here is I'm just going to go to my line weight settings, and I'm going to I've got my line weight, my default line weight set at 0.05. Ideally, I would like to have it set at 0.0, but AutoCAD won't let me do that. It keeps defaulting back to another one, and so I have it set like that, so that all of the little default line weights are the smallest I possibly can without AutoCAD changing them every time I change the plan. And I also want to display my line weights, so that means I want to show lines in their correct width. Now you can see through here that there's a number of different thicknesses of line that you have, so we can do that. So I'm just going to have that go like that. Now what I want to do is I want to start drawing my template, but at this stage here I've been going now for 11 minutes, and I think I might just try and wind up a little bit there. Now this area here is called model space. It's infinite, and everything in there is drawn at real size, at real lifetime size. And then if we want to print things out, we go to these layout here, and this is called paper space. Now this is like a piece of paper, that's why it's called paper space. And within it, within this square here, that is called a viewport, and you can look through the viewport into model space and look at it in real life, but that's where you can scale it. Now anything outside of there, or in fact anything in here, is like a bit of paper, so that's writing on the bit of paper around the outside. And that also has a different set of layers. So there's one set of layers in paper space and one set of layers in model space, and they all have the same names, but they are different sets. So I'm just going to leave that there for now, and if we can get through to that point there and got all set up, and we'll go in the next video we will try and draw an outline of the template. Cheers, see you.